Percussive tech house is becoming even more popular than it ever has been. You've always had DJs like Marco Carola spinning percussive rollers in Amnesia and Pasha late nights in Ibiza, but nowadays you've got DJs like Sosa, Josh Baker and Clooney all playing these type of sound. And I've noticed a direct increase in the popularity with the amount of Artist Blueprint members trying to chase this sound. So I thought it was about time I made a percussive tech house roller. So in this video, I'm going to break down how I made this percussive tech house roller. So let's get stuck into Ableton. So the first thing you need to do within any percussive tech house track is make banging percussive rolling drums, which sound a bit like this. So for me, I split the drums into 3 individual groups. Group 1, your normal drums. This is just your claps, snares, and hi-hats. Group 2 is your percussion. So think your congas, bongas, shakers, anything along those kind of lines. And then group 3, which is arguably the most important one, the drum fills. So let's start with just the drum group as a whole. This is just going to contain your core drum elements that are within any house track. The main difference for this sound and style is often they are using snares instead of just your standard 808 and 909 sounding claps. So for this track, I've opted for both of them at the same time. So I have a clap, which sounds like this. And then my snare sounds like this. I've added quite a bit of reverb to it to give it that 80s sound and vibe and style, which is super popular within the percussive tech house genre. When it comes to your closed hi-hats and open hi-hats, you really want to keep these simple with your standard 2-step patterns and just your general offbeat hi-hats. This is because all of the percussion that you're going to be adding in later is going to be carrying the groove for the track. So you don't need super skippy and chaotic closed hi-hats or open hi-hats. So for this track, I've opted for a simple 2-step pattern closed hi-hat like this. A simple offbeat closed hi-hat, one group for accents and just adding a bit of groove. And my open hi-hats are sounding like this. I've made sure to have one mid-range dominant open hi-hat and one high-end dominant hi-hat. So when I bring in the high-end dominant hi-hat, you can actually feel and notice a difference in the energy and the sound of the drum group. And finally, of course, you need some top loops within any percussive tech house roller track to help that vibe and add to those full sounding drums. So I've opted for this loop here. And more of a glitchy percussive loop with this one here. And then finally, this one down here, which adds some more percussive elements to the track. So keeping it nice and simple with the drums, because a lot of the groove is going to come from the percussive group, which sounds like this. So how I go about making my percussive groove is I always start with repetitive rolling loops first. That would have been this loop and this loop for this track. This carries a lot of that rolling energy and is consistent throughout the entire track. As you can see, it plays from beginning all the way to the very end. Then what I do to emphasize the percussive groove is use one shots to play off of those percussive loops I've already added in. So we have loops like this one here and this one here, which are just one shots which I've cut out from different drum racks. Other than that, in the percussive group, I have a shaker pattern. This is adding quite a lot of groove, especially to the percussive group as well. And then a cowbell. And this comes in and out of a track to help pick up energy and add variation. Altogether, it sounds a bit like this. And then what I would class as the most important part for this sound and style, the drum fills. This is what's really going to make your drum groove sound interesting, alive, and full of variation and character. For me, it's a combination of MIDI, one-shots, and audiophile loops. So for some of the MIDI stuff, I like to use the gated hi-hats. So I have this one here and this one down here. These are just core kits from Ableton using the open and closed hi-hat to have that gated effect. All you need to do is program in a open hi-hat hit, followed quite quickly by a closed hi-hat hit. And that's how you get that nice snappy close to this hi-hat sound. Then it's just a combination of loops. I have some loops like this disco dub here, which just helps build some anticipation in the breakdowns and the drops. Some subtle glitches for variation. And then the main event, the actual drum fills themselves. Now you may be wondering, where do I find drum fills like this? And the easiest thing to do is have a sample subscription site such as Splice or LoopCloud and just type in live drum fills. Think outside the box. It doesn't have to be house live drum fills. It could be R&B, jungle, garage. It really doesn't matter because you can time stretch and warp it. And sometimes it's sounding slightly out of time adds a unique characteristic to it as well. But that's how I go about finding these sounds. And I'm just making sure it's very continuous and has lots of variation. If I zoom out, you can see how many different drum hits I'm using. And some of them only play once every 32 bars. And that's enough, especially once you layer maybe 5 or 6 different drum fills on top of each other and spread them out throughout your arrangement, you'll be good to go. So just to summarize the drums, perks, and the drum fills, this is what they all sound like together. Really nice and groovy, and it has that kind of percussive vibe with a nice amount of variation coming from those drum fills. Now, let's move on to the low end. So let's start with the kick for the low end group here. You want to make sure that you're picking a really nice kick for any percussive tech house track, or in fact, any track and any style that you're making really needs a nice kick. It's the heartbeat, it's the foundation of your track. So make sure you're picking the right sample. My suggestion is go through all of your sample packs, pick out all the kicks that you like and resonate with you that are high quality, place them into one drum rack, and then save that drum rack within your default set. At Serotonin Studio, we have our free template, which I will link the video either up here or down below. So it will save you a bit of time, but I still suggest that you do this within your own template as well and not just rely on ours. So the kick I opted for was this kick 192. Even just looking at the waveform, it's nice, short and snappy, which is exactly what we want. We don't want the kick to occupy too much space because the groove is already so busy from the drums and the percussion. And obviously the most important thing, it sounds good. Moving down to the bass line, within any percussive tech house style of track, it can vary how the bass line is made, but more often than not, it definitely leans to more simple bass lines. Think saw waves filtered either with more sustained longer notes and less envelope and movement within the filter, or in our case, we've gone for shorter notes and a bit of a pluck and envelope to our bass, so it sounds a bit like this. And when it comes to the melody writing as well, you want to make sure that you're emphasizing the point threes within the beat. This is really important, especially for rolling percussive tech house, to maintain that energy, groove, and vibe. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have a kick on every beat, and then your main bass notes are going to land on the point three, which is directly in between the kicks, which just helps that groove and vibe. For example, if I just move this note slightly to the left, and this note slightly to the right, and I play it with a kick, and we compare bar 1 to bar 2, you'll notice a difference straight away. It doesn't have that kind of same chuggy rolling feeling that you want within this style. It has a bit more skip and looseness, which works very well in, modern minimal tech house or tech house. But for this rolling percussive tech, we want that maintained energy and groove. I can already hear you screaming at the screen, what preset is this? And what plugin am I using? And of course, if you're used to this channel, I'm using Subboom Bass 2, and the preset I'm using is this Bass Like Sosa one. I nicked this off a collab I done with a certain artist. So take a screenshot of the screen, copy the settings, and you'll end up with this preset. Also, we've just released our whole Subboom Bass deep dive course. So if you have this plugin and have no clue how to use it, then I'm going to link the video somewhere over here, and you can check that one out. It's over an hour long, and it's amazing, amazing course. So highly suggest checking that out after this video. And then the final piece of the puzzle for our low end is this automation layer. Now, this is one of my favorite tricks to do within production at the moment. It's super easy to do and has a great effect. All you need to do is go and grab your main bass channel and duplicate it down. Then you're going to go in and change the preset. So for this preset, I've opted for the Juno 90s. Then you're going to want to change a few settings. You want to bring your cutoff all the way down and your envelope all the way down as well, and increase the release. I would also just suggest adding some reverb, delay, and some stereo width, whether that's chorus or just a imaging plugin. From here, most of the time, you're going to leave the cutoff all the way down, so you can barely hear the sound. But every now and again, within breakdowns or different sections of the track, you're going to automate the cutoff up to add a really nice rising synth effect, which sounds a bit like this. Adds a lot of character to the sound. It's a nice way of making something sound very impactful and different to the bass line. But fundamentally, it's just the same. You just swapped some settings in a preset. So altogether, the low end group sounds like this. And with our drums, now, there's one more thing that any percussive tech house track needs, and that is a good vocal. Now, from my experience, I think the vocals within percussive tech house can vary massively. You can go for long choruses, short phrases, or even one shots. But there's one thing it needs, and it needs to be catchy. So for this track, I've opted for both a very big, large, ambitious vocal and catchy little one shots as well. So the ambitious vocal is this one here, which sounds like so. I've had this vocal sitting on my hard drive for a while. It worked perfectly for this percussive tech house style, and it gets really crazy in the breakdown over here. And I didn't even need to affect this, so it done a lot of the heavy lifting for me. And then for some of the shorter, catchier hooks, I used this one, which is the main hook for the track. Disco, 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 disco. And then this one over here, which introduces into most short fills and breakdowns. And all of them just play off together quite nicely. I think something really important to note is try not deep your vocals. It is house music at the end of the day, especially with this percussive tech house style. It is just beats and drum sounds. It doesn't need to be super melodic or complicated. It can be multiple one shots playing off each other. And the main thing is, if it sounds good, it evokes some kind of motion, makes you want to dance, then it's good enough for the dance floor. And the last thing we need, which is fundamental in any type of track, is just some sound effects, ear candy, risers, other little bits and pieces like that. So I've added a couple stabs like so. And of course, all the typical risers you would expect in any house track. impact noises, and transition effects as well. And altogether, the track sounds like this. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed that track breakdown. If you want to see exactly the step-by-step process of how I made this track, and I recorded the whole Track from Scratch series inside Serotonin Studio, which is free within our Artist Blueprint program. So if you've been stuck in the loop, don't know how to progress, and are struggling to stay consistent, then click on the link down below, book in your free consultation call with me. I can show you around the program exactly how I can help you progress and become the artist you always envisioned. Anyways, I'll catch you in another video very soon.